For farmers, some of the biggest threats to healthy crops are also some of the smallest. Insect pests, like this corn earworm, can wreak havoc if left unchecked. And not just in cornfields.
It feeds on a lot of host plants. So in tomatoes, it's called the fruit worm. In cotton, it's called bollworm. In soybeans, it's called the podworm. It's the same species. So it's probably in the top 5 of major economic pests in the U.S.
Right now, it's August, peak earworm season. And entomologist Galen Dively of the University of Maryland is working his way through a plot of sweet corn at a UMD research farm in Prince George's County. A plot planted specifically to study these voracious caterpillars.
Females lay their eggs on the silks, and then the larvae work its way down through the tip of the ear to the kernels at the tip, and then they start feeding on the kernels.
Leaving the corn looking like this. But these days, most U.S. corn growers aren't too concerned about this particular pest. And that's thanks to the type of corn they're growing, called Bt corn, which was genetically engineered back in the 1990s to combat a variety of destructive insects, including the corn earworm.
So basically you have a plant-incorporated insecticide. Insect takes a bite of it, and that toxin, it's a protein toxin, affects the midgut and kills the insect. Very effective and also very environmentally safe approach.
The genetically modified corn doesn't look or taste any different from non-Bt varieties. It just happens to have pest protection built into its DNA.
So this is Bt corn. Bt stands for Bacillus thuringiensis, and that's a very common bacteria which produces a suite of proteins that kill insects.
Back in the 90s, scientists isolated the genes responsible for producing some of those toxins and started inserting those genes into the DNA of the plant itself. The result?
The obvious benefit is you can eliminate a lot of insecticide sprays.
Bug-resistant corn that's safe for livestock, humans, and even beneficial insects like honeybees. Only about 10% of sweet corn, the kind you eat fresh, frozen, or canned, is planted in Bt varieties. But the vast majority of corn grown in the U.S. is field corn, used mostly for livestock feed. And field corn is overwhelmingly Bt.
It's probably running up 90–95%. Probably in Maryland, it may be getting close to 100%.
For farmers, planting Bt means spending less money on pesticides and losing less due to insect damage. But here's the bad news. It's not a permanent solution. Over time, pests can develop resistance to the Bt toxins. In fact, it's already happened. Of the 4 Bt traits developed to control earworm, only one still works. It's called VIP.
The VIP trait in this corn will probably fail to work at some point in time. The biotech companies have other traits, but they're not going to be available for another 3 or 4 years. So this is a very, very important trait now that we're concerned about.
And with good reason. This is what it looks like when a Bt trait fails.
So we're in a plot here of Obsession 2, and it expresses 2 genes, making it resistant to certain insects. However, it came out about 14 years ago, and it's now failed in terms of controlling corn earworm.
But even these failed traits provide researchers with an opportunity to ask the question, how did these little bugs become resistant to Bt toxins in the first place?
So what I'm doing here is we're trying to get 600 larvae that seem very resistant that we can use to understand the genetics of resistance.
The more you know about how an insect develops resistance, whether they turn on genes or whether they already have genes and then they're selected for, can help us maybe design better resistance management strategies for the future.
For now, the primary strategy for slowing down resistance is something called refuge acres, which requires all farmers growing Bt crops to plant a certain percentage of their fields in non-Bt. This ensures that there are earworms in the field that are still susceptible to the Bt toxin.
So if you produce a lot of susceptible moths and they mate with a rare resistant one coming out of the Bt section of the field, their offspring will be susceptible to the Bt.
Meaning that Bt resistance isn't passed down to the next generation. For now. But refuge acres are not. It's just a matter of time. Which is why Galen uses plots like this one to keep an eye on the earworm.
This is just one plot of 47 that I coordinate with other cooperators in 22 states and 4 provinces of Canada. We're using sweet corn that has all the same genes that's in Bt field corn, Bt cotton, to track changes in susceptibility in earworm populations.
Think of it as an alarm system for Bt resistance. As for how things are looking this year,
all the sites in the South now have sent data in. This VIP trait has provided 100% clean ears in every case. It's still working quite well. I just hope it'll last till we get some new traits.